Hey, everybody. So I read your comments from the previous stream, read through everybody's comments, and took stock of everyone's opinions. Welcome. Let's get the numbers way up. Big numbers, folks. So I just put a link in the troll box to my Substack emails. 4,000 of you or thereabout already get the emails if you want to join. That's the link to do so. Yeah, I see people watching now. Let's get those numbers up a little bit more. So the previous live stream, I was talking about this brain worm, this mind virus that has hit the right, that like we need to crash the economy. This is the only way to save us is to crash everything. And it's just garbage. Peter Navarro is a hack. Peter Navarro is some know-nothing Harvard professor. Some of the people watching have more money than he does. And we're going to retool our whole economy based on what this loser has written. This loser has written in his unpopular books. We're just going to redo an economy for 350 million people overnight because Trump is, for some reason, completely under the spell of this Peter Navarro. It doesn't make any sense. It's garbage. And so one of the comments in my live stream was somebody saying, you don't get it. You don't get it. The stock market needs to go down much further. And this is why it's a mind virus, is you got people on the right, not leftist, anti-cannibalists, anti-capitalist, cannibal, possibly, but anti-capitalist weirdos on the left. No, this is people on the right. People on the right are suddenly saying we need to orchestrate a collapse of our economy. Why? To own yourselves? You want to wreck your own retirement accounts? You want to wreck your own children's college funds so they can't afford to go to school one day? Why? So again, this guy's comment on my last live stream, which is, I thought, a pretty well thought out live stream if you guys want to listen to it or watch it. It's the previous one. But some guy in my comments is saying, you don't get it. We need the market to crash much further. Why do we need the market to crash? So you get cheaper stocks. You're not going to rebuy our stocks. You're not going to rebuy from the people who have an investment in this country. These basement dweller nihilists saying that things need to drop further. You're not going to be able to pick up the slack, right? When the market crashes, your $500 buy of Home Depot or whatever, it really doesn't move the needle. It really doesn't matter. So we've had $12 trillion of market losses since January. And people say, well, it's not real if it can be lost. You can say that about anything. What bullshit. What absolute bullshit. People on the right are the ones now saying money doesn't matter and we should take away prosperity. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? So this is making us great again, is plummeting people's portfolios. And businesses are already laying people off. This is going to be calamitous. So I thought my books, you can get the books, link in description. I thought in my books that it'd be a pretty clear shot to the 2030s, the AI advancements, combined with some other stuff, advancements in space travel. I thought we're on a clear path to just total abundance, the good life, maybe even universal basic income for everybody, so we can all just sit here and live well as these geniuses explore the solar system. That was the track that we were on. And this feels like a very deliberate slowdown of the American economy, because this tariff policy is almost ridiculous. For a president to take into his own hand unilateral tariff policy, and he's deciding, 47% for this country and 52% for this country. What math is being done? What science? Where's the science? Just based on his whims? And that's the end of the American economy as we knew it, How do you invest in that? How do you invest in these companies not knowing that tomorrow Trump's going to slap some new tariff rate? And now he says he wants to be very nice to China. All this new rhetoric out today. They want to make a deal They want to be very nice. He doesn't want to play hardball. For the guy who wrote The Art of the Deal to come out with the statement that you don't want to play hardball doesn't give you the strongest bargaining position. Uh, yeah, just incredible though. I'm blown away. Again, I understand that there are crazy people in America who hate capitalism and success. I knew that. What I didn't know is that they've infiltrated the right. It's MAGA right wingers who are praying for a total market route every day. Seemingly every minute, this is what these people are praying for. And their dishonest claim is that they'll buy the market back. And my assurance is they won't. They don't have enough money to buy the market back. So they just nihilism, just modern day nihilism. And I guess Trump feels, bitter over his 4 years of not being president, being prosecuted and stuff. This is just the planned collapse of the country. Again, to have right wingers angry at me because I don't see the genius of collapsing our own country's stock markets. Are you people fucking idiots? What difference does the stock market make? Okay, if you want to be a dumb leftist, that's fine. But to hear that from Republicans, what difference does the market make? This is a new party, actually. It's no longer Republicanism. It's a new thing, totally new branch in American politics. And I think there are a lot of people out there who look at their retirement portfolios and they look at their kids' college fund and all this stuff and their rainy day fund that's now just just a basket of pennies, no longer a fund per se, just a basket of pennies in many households in America. And they're having trouble defending Trumpy. And the only way they can defend him is with this kind of communist, apocalyptic, ne'er-do-well type shit, right? These nihilist ne'er-do-wells saying they wanted this market collapse. Don't you see, Seaman? It has to collapse further. No, I don't see. You're just some loser. You're just some loser. And with your money from being a cashier at night or something, you're not going to pick up the slack from everybody cashing out of their stocks. Sorry, that's not how it's done. It's sad. It's absolutely sad that we wanted the Epstein list. We wanted lower taxes. We wanted the border defended. Instead, the deportations are below Biden's daily rate. Less people actually being deported than under Joe Biden. And being told we all have to take one for the team and enjoy this shared poverty. Why? Those aren't really right-wing values. Those aren't conservative values telling us all we need to make an economic sacrifice. That sounds like the left. Any comments for people? I welcome feedback. I'm just blown away by the lack of insight from some of these people. It's so sad to see the person who turned me on to Ethereum is now trying to tell me that we would be better off with Kamala Harris. Are you some kind of troll? You didn't even spell Ethereum right. So I don't think you have much of your net assets in Ethereum when you can't even fucking spell it right. Who are some of these creeps? Who are some of these absolute creeps? Yep, that's the new MAGA movement, I guess. Bunch of anti-equity, anti-property ownership, wannabe communists, basement-dwelling communists. I'm just not impressed. I'm not seeing any Epstein arrests. This all seems like just a cover-up by a bunch of people rigged by Israel. That's what it seems like. Just a bunch of sad fucking losers, totally blackmailed by Israel, giving us literally everything aside from the Epstein list and some arrests around the Doge findings, all the corruption and waste. If they stole hundreds of billions of dollars, why aren't there arrests? Were they lying to us? Why have there not been arrests? It's been months. It's no longer January, right? It's the middle of April. Where are the arrests? I'm just blown away. Again, for people on the right to be cheering a stock market collapse, these are your own relatives' money. This shit about, it knocks out the globalists. No, it means that your niece can't go to college. Just wrecking our own country's stock market day after day and then cheering it. cheering it like crazy leftists. I don't understand it. Again, I thought it was going to be a straight shot to abundance and space travel. Now I see that our masters in Washington, for whatever reason, these great masons like Donald Trump, I don't see why they don't talk about that more often. Donald Trump is a Freemason. People on the right who are conspiracy mongers, they never mention that. But yeah, our masters in DC, these great masons and illuminists, they've decided for whatever reason to give us an almost perfectly scripted economic collapse. Like I see some people still living in denial and acting like a market drop of $12 trillion won't be felt everywhere. It's not immediate. I've lived through this before. I lived through 2008. So I was first looking for a job right before I graduated from college. I was competing with people who were thrown out of their jobs. So it was like double the competition. I remember exactly what this feels like. This is exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same. Like minute by minute, the news coverage is the same. The attitudes on the street, from everyday people, it's the same fucking script they're playing. They're giving us another economic collapse. And to say, oh, maybe Trump will turn everything off. Even if he did, which doesn't seem to be his stance at all, that's not an accurate interpretation of how smart I am. I sound like a jealous girlfriend. Who am I jealous of? I'm just giving you guys my opinions of how Trump is not doing the job. He's not arresting the Epstein client list. He's giving us an orchestrated economic collapse. It's not what I voted for. I didn't vote for orchestrated economic collapse to distract us from Jeffrey Epstein's pals. And that's what we're getting, is a bunch of pro-Israeli Zionist weirdos collapsing our country like it's a fucking paint by numbers. And this tariff stuff just completely bricks our economy. Absolutely bricks it. And not only am I not surprised by today's little market rally, I had predicted it. I'd said there would be rallies along the way, relief rallies. But you look at the overall chart since January, it's a very sad exodus of value as people don't trust the US anymore. It's very sad. So you get rid of all the tariffs tomorrow, and then it still doesn't come back right away because China still has to turn off their tariffs, which they haven't agreed to yet. Who thought of this shit? This guy, Peter Navarro, he's an idiot. You can watch a few of his television interviews and deduce that he's truly a moron. Not a high IQ guy, just some low income Harvard professor. Oh, if we convert everything to tariffs, he's a fucking idiot. The guy's a dummy. So who else? Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, who is literally George Soros's right-hand man. Why do we have him running the Treasury? Why do we have the guy who is Soros's fund manager running our nation's Treasury Department? Is Trump just insane? Has he gone senile and insane on us? This doesn't make any sense, and it's not what we voted for. We wanted lower taxes, and so we got the biggest tax increase in a fucking century. We wanted secure borders, less deportations today than under Biden. It's not secure borders to me. All the WikiLeaks emails, not one of those weirdos has gone to prison. Not one of them. So did Trump do the job? Not really. He's got Pam Bondi on TV all the time, no arrests. 0 arrests headed into the summer. It feels like a controlled collapse of the country. That's what it feels like. Again, this tariff policy, it's just maximum psychological warfare to get people out of the market. And so I wonder why. I wonder, are they planning a war of some kind where they just need a lot of desperate conscripts, right? Do they want the economy really weak so that war-fighting age people will be forced to fight? Is it something that drastic? Because it feels like there's almost something above us that we're not accounting for. This is so weird, right? We voted for the guy who said he was going to make America great again. Instead, we have a fucking Great Depression on our hands. Again, you're not feeling it yet because it just happened. When $12 trillion evaporates, you feel it. As a person who lived through this before in 2008, you will feel it. Thank you guys so much. God bless.